There's something haunting about beginnings, especially when they're built on secrets. Blood of My Blood, Season 2 opens not with peace, but with whispers. Whispers that travel through the mist, over the graves of forgotten promises, and into the lives of those who thought the past had finally died. But it hasn't. The past is alive, and it's knocking on every door in the Highlands. And this time, it carries the face of a child no one dares to claim. The story begins in the fading light of dawn, where silence feels heavy enough to break. The Highlands seem calm, but beneath the stillness, the clans are restless. After the tragedies of last season, the land breathes differently, haunted by the names Brian Fraser and Eileen Mackenzie. Their love, once hidden in the folds of rebellion, has become legend. And legend, as it always does, has grown dangerous. Rumors of their disappearance have twisted into something darker. Some say they fled north, others whisper they were captured. But what truly unsettles the clans isn't their fate, it's the child they left behind. No one knows her name, no one dares to ask. She's said to be marked by both bloodlines, a living secret that could shatter every alliance left standing. At Castle Grant, tension simmers behind stone walls. Malcolm Grant, bound by pride and humiliation, has sworn to restore his family's honor. His forced engagement to Eileen ended in scandal, and now vengeance burns quietly in his veins. He speaks of loyalty and tradition, but his heart beats only for power. His uncle, Lord Dougal Mackenzie, watches in silence, knowing that vengeance never truly ends. It only changes hands. Meanwhile, far from the clan's reach, Julia Morrison begins to feel the echoes of the past through her letters from Henry Beauchamp. Their words, once filled with tenderness, now carry the weight of something unseen. Henry's latest message is unlike the others. It's fragmented, trembling, almost fearful. He speaks of a discovery, something buried, something that connects their time to another. Julia feels the tremor of destiny in every line, as if the ghost of another century were whispering through the ink. Back in the Highlands, Ned, the quiet loyalist who once served Brian's father, has returned. He carries with him a single silver locket, engraved with 2 initials entwined, B and E. Inside lies a faded sketch of a child. No one knows where he found it, but everyone senses what it means. The truth has begun to crawl out of the shadows. Eileen's younger brother, Fergus Mackenzie, now leads what remains of his family. He was once a dreamer, but grief has sharpened him into something else. When he learns of the locket, he demands answers. If the child lives, he says, then so does the claim. His words ripple through the clans, like fire through dry grass. The Grants hear it, the Frasers hear it, and in the silence that follows, every oath begins to tremble. The adoption issue becomes the heartbeat of the season. Who will take the child? Who dares to? If she carries the blood of both clans, her existence could unite the Highlands, or destroy them. Malcolm sees her as a weapon. Fergus sees her as redemption. The elders see her as a curse. And somewhere, perhaps just beyond the veil of time, Julia Morrison dreams of a little girl with the same eyes as Brian Fraser. The church steps in, offering what it calls mercy. A priest named Father Rowan claims that the child must be protected, raised away from clan influence. But even he cannot hide the fear in his voice. He's seen the mark on the child's wrist, a tiny birthmark shaped like a Celtic knot, a sign that, according to legend, appears only once in a generation, marking the bearer as the bridge between bloodlines. As the clans gather to debate the child's fate, storm clouds roll across the sky. A raven circles the gathering, its cry slicing through the air. Old women whisper that it's a sign of blood yet to be spilled. Fergus steps forward to speak, his voice trembling, not with fear, but with something far worse, truth. You can bury a secret, he says, but not the child who carries it. That night, someone breaks into the chapel where the child sleeps. The cradle is empty by morning. No tracks, no witnesses, only a torn piece of cloth and a smear of ash on the floor. The Highlands erupt. Each clan blames the other, and for the first time since the old wars, steel glimmers in torchlight once again. Far away, Julia Morrison wakes from a nightmare, one she doesn't understand. In her dream, she hears a child crying beneath a sky of fire. She writes to Henry, begging him to tell her what he's found. But Henry's reply never comes, only silence. In that silence, something ancient stirs. The past is not done with them yet, and as the mist rolls over the hills, a single whisper returns, soft but unrelenting. Blood remembers. The disappearance of the child spreads like wildfire across the Highlands. By sunrise, the clans have already chosen their enemies. Blades are sharpened, banners raised, and every hearth burns with suspicion. The adoption issue is no longer a matter of mercy. It has become a matter of power. Whoever finds the child first will decide the fate of the Highlands. Fergus Mackenzie rides through the rain, his cloak soaked and heavy, following a trail only his heart seems to understand. The torn cloth found in the chapel bears a symbol he recognizes. The crest of House Grant. His jaw tightens. He knows what that means. Malcolm Grant has taken the child, not for protection, but for leverage. To claim that the union of Fraser and Mackenzie blood belongs under his control. In the depths of Castle Grant, Malcolm stands before the child's cradle, the flicker of candlelight dancing across his face. There's something conflicted in his eyes. Not pity, but calculation. He speaks softly, as if confessing to the shadows. Your blood could change everything, but only if the world never learns who you truly are. He orders the nurse to prepare the child for travel. She will be sent away, hidden in a convent across the sea, out of sight, out of memory. The Highland storm must forget her, but fate has never been kind to men who try to silence bloodlines. That same night, Ned appears at the castle gates, cloaked and weary. He's not here to fight, he's here to warn. You think you can bury her? He whispers to Malcolm. You can't bury a heartbeat that carries two worlds inside it. Malcolm smirks, but there's a flicker of fear behind his eyes. Ned's words sound too much like prophecy. Meanwhile, far away in Inverness, Julia Morrison receives a sealed package with no sender's name. Inside, she finds a weathered map of the Highlands and a single phrase written in ink that is nearly faded. Find the child. She's the bridge. Julia's hands tremble. She has never set foot in Scotland, yet somehow she feels called. As if her own blood remembers a story her mind has forgotten. Henry Beauchamp, her lover across time, has gone silent for weeks. His last letter ended with a single unfinished sentence. She's not from this time. Julia can't understand what he meant, but as she stares at the map, a strange warmth floods her chest. The same warmth she feels whenever she dreams of Brian and Eileen. The same faces, the same voices, echoing through centuries. Back in the Highlands, Fergus gathers a small band of loyal men. His plan is simple. Reach Castle Grant before the child disappears forever. But nothing is simple in the Highlands. On the third night, they're ambushed in the glen by masked riders. The fight is swift and brutal, and when the smoke clears, Fergus is bleeding, clutching the silver locket to his chest. Before he loses consciousness, he sees something strange. A woman standing on the hill above, holding the child. The wind tears at her cloak, and for a heartbeat, she looks exactly like Eileen. When Fergus wakes, the woman is gone, and so is the child. Only the mark of the Celtic knot remains, burned faintly into the ground where the cradle once stood. The clans will call it witchcraft. The church will call it sin. But Fergus knows better. This is destiny rewriting itself. In the following days, letters arrive at random across the Highlands, In inns, in churches, even nailed to trees, each one bears the same message, written in an elegant hand. The child is neither lost nor found. She is where love survives death. The clans fall into chaos. The Mackenzies prepare for war. The Grants seal their borders. Even Father Rowan vanishes without a trace. The mountains seem to swallow men whole, as if the land itself is hiding its secrets. Julia arrives in Scotland at last, drawn by something she can't explain. She follows the map through mist and rain, until she reaches the ruins of an old abbey. Beneath its broken arches, she finds an inscription carved into stone centuries ago. Blood remembers. She kneels to touch it, and in that moment, the air shifts. For a brief, impossible instant, she sees a little girl running through the fog, laughing. A child with the same brown eyes as Eileen Mackenzie. As thunder rolls across the hills, Julia feels tears in her eyes. She understands now. The child was never meant to belong to one clan or one time. She is the thread that binds all stories. The proof that love does not end. It transforms. Far away in the castle's highest tower, Malcolm Grant watches the storm and realizes too late that his control has slipped away. The legacy he tried to bury now rises like a ghost. The winds carry a whisper he cannot silence. The blood of my blood still breathes. The episode ends where it began. In silence. The Highlands lie shrouded in mist, but the echo of a child's laughter lingers in the air, and as the first light of dawn touches the mountains, one truth becomes clear. No matter how far time carries them, the past and the present are about to collide again. The storm has only just begun.